welcome back to my show. So today, as I'm recording this video, I'm just 4 subscribers away from 1000, which is quite amazing when I think about it, because just like 5 months ago I had around 600 subscribers. And my channel has been around since 2008, which kind of shows you how much I've achieved in the short time since I started making these Bamul gaming videos, these reviews, podcasts, video essays, and so on. I've almost doubled the amount of subscribers I've got. So, because I've had some measure of success with that Predator video, but obviously it wasn't drawing in many subscribers. Now that I've started making regular content, turns out there's an actual audience for it somewhere out there, even though I'm not doing anything big right now. But this is like probably my first large announcement, my first serious announcement for the channel, and I'll upload this video when I will reach 1000 subscribers, and that's because I'm opening a page on Patreon for my content. So here it is. I thought I would show you more or less what it looks like. I'm not gonna read everything that's on the page because I'll leave that obviously up to you. But my main inspiration behind this is probably Jim Sterling from the Jimquisition and Danny O'Dwyer with his no-clip show. Because like them, I want to be completely independent, not have to rely on any advertisements, any sponsorships, and I want to not have to rely on YouTube in any way, but just the actual audience that's watching these videos. If anyone's should support me, I think it should be the people who I actually make these for, who want to see them. So there's no random adverts on the video, unless it's obviously been claimed by someone, because that unfortunately still happens quite often, but they don't always manage to force their advertisements on it. And the idea is, obviously, I don't want to split my viewers up too much, or at all, if possible, but I think that there's always a bit of fragmentation of stuff like this. So the idea is that everything I do already on my channel, I will keep doing. So at least 2 videos, every 2 weeks, was it? I think I've actually been doing more than that anyway, but I don't have any strict schedule. It's just something like absolute minimum is like two videos per 2 weeks, and everything is still free. No pay gate or anything like that. But the idea is that the more you pledge to me on my Patreon, the more bonus content you get. It's nothing really exclusive apart from like the higher tiers, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So the first one is obviously, this is probably where most people, if anyone at all, will donate, is $1, and obviously any kind of money is useful at this point. So you'll get access to Patreon-only content and discussions. You'll get like a previews of whatever I'm doing planning to make on the channel. You'll get maybe some like behind-the-scenes bloopers, like an insight into how I make these videos. Maybe some footage of how I edit them, and you will also be mentioned at the credits at the end of each Bamul Gaming episode. But this will only start when I have 5 or more, because it will just look weird if it's just one person at the end of a video. So you probably understand that. And obviously it doesn't have to be your real name. It'll be whatever you sign yourself as on Patreon. Then if you do $5 or more, you get obviously all this previous stuff, and also name at the start of the credits in a bigger and nicer font. Then $10 or more, you get again all the previous stuff, but also an invitation to my Discord server. So I plan to make that also like a kind of obviously it's voice chat, but you can also do text chat, and that's where, like, because if this channel does grow eventually into like with larger comments, there will be a lot of people, so there will be probably some trolls and shit. So this is the way to sort out like the biggest fans, the people who are actually really interested in what I'm making and want to have a sort of more influence on what I do. We could start that Discord chat every now and then, just talk about the games we've been playing, talk about stuff in general, and then obviously that's also a better idea to draw more ideas, a better way to draw more ideas from my viewers. And then at $20 more per month, again, all the previous stuff, but also a 30-minute private Skype call where we can talk about anything. Obviously, no, it has to be clean. There's no, yeah. But that's obviously, because it's $20 dollars or more per month. It also implies that you're gonna have a 30-minute chat with me per month, which is obviously is a bit. It'll be over the top, especially if I start getting more viewers. So I would understand if people would like do like $20 per month and then drop down to a lower tier or stop donating if they want. And then this is the highest one, is $50 or more. Again, all of the stuff you get with the previous tiers, but also you get to collaborate to make one video with me. And also, since it's a monthly one, obviously if you sort of stick together well, if there's some sort of chemistry with us, then there's always a potential to make more in the future. So, and that's a good way to promote our channels as well, especially. So obviously my channel is quite small right now, but there's also plenty of people out there with even smaller channels, so it's a good way to sort of promote each other, learn from each other, and just make some nice stuff together. And the reason why I'm opening the Patreon is obviously because I need the money. Like, I wouldn't be doing this otherwise. But these are like the goals. Again, it's not like I don't even know if this is going to make any money whatsoever. So this is very not set in stone or whatever. It's very, you know what I mean. It's if I would manage to get $200 per month, that's like the very beginning of the project. I'll be able to buy new games more often, which means more up-to-date reviews and also more reviews as well. Because I don't want to. I will probably also make reviews, like for example, as I did with Chimera, that like I do a review of a game that's actually been out for some time. But generally, I don't want to make reviews of games that have been out for years, unless it's like some kind of retrospective look at them. I want to keep my reviews fairly up to date, and the other content can be about anything. Like, it can be about a game that's 5 months old or 12 years old, you know. Next up is like $300 per month, which is, again, as I said, it's most likely that I'll never get here, but this means even more money. That's also, I can start getting better recording equipment, because right now I'm using, I think it was like a $20 microphone, so it's obviously an improvement over the one I have attached to my headset, but it's still not quite the best quality. And also, when it comes to soundproofing my room and so on, this would also allow me to pay subscriptions to MMOs. Again, I could cover more content. The basics. It's basically an expansion of the previous goal, I guess. Next one is $600 per month, and this is obviously big money now. At least this for me right now at this stage. So at this point, I will be able to start assembling a new PC and replace my old one. And this is probably the key point of this right now for me, because my current PC, it's all right. Like, it's pretty much mid tier right now, but it can still hold its own in games. The problem is that it's been crashing almost daily since I think it's been a year now, and I've already wasted some money in trying to fix it. And this guy I've been contacting with, this guy I've been keeping in contact with, who I've been paying to help me fix this, still hasn't been able to find the culprit. I mean, I've already done some reinstalled the OS, switched back to a different one, and so on and so on. So yeah, it's obviously not working. So I probably wouldn't be able to salvage much from this PC, considering that I don't know which part, if it's even a hardware, but it must be a hardware at this point issue. So I would have to start pretty much from scratch. And considering that I live in the UK, which is not as bad as the old country when it comes to prices, but it's still quite worse than the US. I mean, we earn less and everything is more expensive here. That means PC parts, technology, subscriptions, consoles, everything really. Almost everything is more expensive here. So if I wanted to like have a really high-end PC that would allow me to play and record anything and keep 60 FPS on almost, if not all games out there with like max settings, maybe like the anti-aliasing switch down a few notches, but at 1080p resolution, that we're looking probably around 130 quid. That's I think that's in dollars. It's probably closer to 150, 100 1,700 I think when I was calculating that. So yeah, it's a lot of money. It's in the US. It will be probably quite easier to make that kind of PC. The next one, this is again way out of my league. $1,000 per month. With this kind of money, I should be able to keep producing quality content, but also can afford a PS4 and a PS Plus subscription. Unfortunately, that is also, I think that might also be more expensive in the UK, but I'm not sure on that, so I don't want to mislead you. But yeah, the idea behind that is, again, even more diverse videos, because right now I'm obviously doing mostly PC content, and that will always pretty much be the case, because I'm just mostly a PC guy. But I also own some broken consoles, really, and a PSP, so I can't really do much other than that. I might also do some mobile games, which but this will also never be the main focus on my channel. The PC games will always be the main part. And again, obviously some more stuff into converting my room into a proper studio environment. Next up, $1,500. So at this point I will be able to purchase like professional level recording equipment without a doubt. Like I would be able to have maybe even cameras and shit. Like, so right now, obviously, I don't plan on showing my face much. I'm not kind of a vlogger guy. I prefer to do these edited videos, or even the ones that aren't very scripted. I'd like to show something on the screen instead of just my ugly mug. So yeah, and also I'll be able to convert pretty much my room converted into a proper studio at this point. And again, more games, more content. You get the idea. And the last goal, $2,000 per month. So this is where we reach a whole new level. I would maybe be able even to afford travel costs to travel abroad and start going to gaming conventions, maybe doing some interviews with people from the industry. Because right now I have only really one contact with a person from a gaming studio, from a game development studio, and that's pretty much it. So to establish connections, I would have to obviously need more money to travel. Right now I'm only got I don't even have a British passport at this point, which obviously that on itself costs around £1,000, and that might change once Brexit is actually in full swing. Oh yeah, actually there is one more goal, but I think this one is just a dream at this point. Like it says here, we'll probably never get here, but with this amount I wouldn't have to worry about jobs on the side or even studies. I'll be able to focus on creating content for my YouTube channel as a full-time activity. Might also employ the help of professional editors. I already know some people who are a fair bit better, if not much better than me at editing. This would also give me more time to spend on writing scripts, recording stuff. You get the idea. Like maybe even if this channel really grows more than I think it ever will, then I might even start doing some travel content, like just traveling around the world and doing videos of them. Not even really that gaming related, but if you think about, for example, Noah Caldwell Gervais, that's another inspiration, I guess, behind my stuff. So it will be pretty amazing to do something like that. But again, I don't think we'll ever get there. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you'll consider supporting me with at least $1 per month. Like I said, it's any money is a huge help at this point. I haven't been able to really find a stable job recently, and yeah, but I think it's about time we get started. So see you next time, and hopefully we'll see this grow together.